Hi everyone, and welcome to part 1 of the TikTok TechJam 2025 technical workshops. This is Filtering the Noise, Machine Learning for Trustworthy Location Reviews, presented by Chihan Chen. I'm your host for today, Phyllis, from the TikTok APAC Early Careers team and also the organizing team of the TikTok TechJam 2025. Before we hand over the time to Chihan, this is our agenda for today. So I will be providing a quick introduction to our hackathon, including the timeline, key dates, and judging criteria. Following which, I would pass the time to Chihan, who will share more about himself, his team, and also provide a deep dive into the problem statement. So you can really look forward to gaining insights on how you can approach this challenge, and we also hope that this helps you to feel more empowered and confident in participating in the Tech Jam. So if you have any questions after, you can also share with us during Q&A. So here's a quick introduction to TikTok Tech Jam 2025. So the TikTok Tech Jam is our flagship student hackathon, and this year we invite university students in Singapore to come together to break boundaries, unleash creativity, and showcase your coding capabilities as you build solutions for real-world problems and drive innovation. Today, we present you a series of virtual technical workshops, and we hope that you will gain insights into the various problem statements and be inspired by the key technologies that we use to drive product development here at TikTok. And this year's theme is to build with joy and code for change. So Build with Joy is a celebration of learning, collaboration, and curiosity. So this is in line with TikTok's mission, which is to inspire creativity and bring joy, as participants are encouraged to embrace the spirit of innovation, where you can experiment freely, support each other, and have fun along the way as you grow together as builders of the future. So while Build with Joy is all about the process, Code for Change is about the outcome. Here, students are challenged to think beyond the code and focus on impact. We hope that through this hackathon, teams are empowered to build solutions that drive positive change, solve real-world problems, and reflect TikTok's belief in shaping the future with responsible technology. So this is an overview of our hackathon timeline and key dates. Right now, we're at the technical workshop stage, and in the upcoming 3 days, you can look forward to an exciting 72-hour challenge where you'll be working on your solutions. So do note that this is also the project submission period, and please be very mindful of the deadline and ensure that your projects are submitted by the 31st of August at 9 a.m. Following which, all projects will be evaluated by our judges, and the top teams will be invited for a final in-person event happening at TikTok Singapore on 12 September, Friday, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So here's also a recap of the general judging criteria for the hackathon across tracks. This detailed information is also available on our information document and also our DevPost hackathon page. So please note that your projects will be evaluated across these 5 main criteria. Number 1, completeness and execution. 2, technical quality. 3, innovation and creativity. 4, problem fit and value. And last but not least, number 5, impact potential. So as part of the TikTok Tech Jam 2025, there are 7 tracks that students can choose from. And without further ado, I'm very excited to pass the time to Chihan, who will be sharing more about track 1, Filtering the Noise, Machine Learning for Trustworthy Location Reviews. Chihan, please. Okay, on to you.
Okay. Okay, sure. Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Zhihan Chen, and I will be your first host for today's event. And hope you can enjoy. The topic I will presenting and the hosting is filtering the noise, ML for trustworthy location reviews. And yeah. Again, my name is Zhihan Chen, and I recently joined TikTok Break department this January as a new grad, where I focus on risk control and applying machine learning in real life, in real world systems. And I earned my master's degree in artificial intelligence from UCLA last year. And before that, I completed my bachelor degree in computer science at RPI in 2023. During my study, I also gained multiple internship experience where I worked extensively with large language model, which gave me a strong hands-on skill in both research and engineering applications. I'm really excited to bring this background into today's topic, filtering the noise ML for trustworthy location reviews, and to share how we can apply large language model to improve the quality and the reliability of our online reviews. And yeah, and let me briefly introduce our department, the business risk integrate control team, or BRIC, at TikTok is dedicated to protecting the entire ecosystem of our platform. That means not only safeguarding user as a content consumer, but also ensuring fairness and safety for creator and advertiser. Our mission is to keep the platform healthy and authentic. We do this by building infrastructure, service, and algorithm, and by working closely with cross-functional partners to strengthen privacy and security. In practice, this include mitigate a wide range of the incentive behavior, such as account takeovers, fake traffic, spam, scrolling, and live streaming risk. We also address challenges like incentive fraud, monetization abuse, and financial safety, so that TikTok remains a trust and secure environment for everyone. And a little bit of my role in TikTok. So I focus on addressing significant transaction and content risks within local service. For example, we have seen case where redemption are reported on device located over 1,000 miles away from the actual store, clearly suggesting suspicious behavior. Another example is when merchant pose as customers to buy their own products, artificially boosting sales volume. To address risks like this, we use a combination of both models and policy. Our model range from traditional machine learning approach, such as CABUS, to more advanced technique like large language model. By combining those tools with clear policy enforcement, we are able to provide comprehensive detection and prevention against some bad behavior and activities. And before the problem statement, I want to have a brief introduce to our challenge in the local service. We host a large number of merchants and their points of interest, aka their store, that sell items on our platform, the TT local service, TTLS. Because of this, we receive a huge volume of consumer feedback and review every day. The challenge is that not only reviews are reliable or relevant, some review may not even be connected to the actual store, making it difficult to determine whether the content is truly useful. Other may be misleading, untrustworthy, or even generated by merchants themselves as a scheme or advertisement. Those type of review create a serious problem. Negative or irrelevant review can discourage potential customers from making approach from the store, which directly impact overall GMV on the platform. That's why tackling those issues is so important for both our user and the business. So the problem today is that the online location review play a major role in shaping the public perception and guiding consumer decisions. But the challenge is that many of those reviews contain spam, irrelevant content, or misleading information. This makes it difficult for user to rely on them with choosing where to go or what to buy. Currently, much of the moderation is done manually, but this approach is both costly and inconsistent. It simply doesn't scale well as the volume of review keeps growing. This is where technology comes in. By applying NLP and machine learning models, we can automatically detect low quality reviews, filtering out the noise. This not only improves trust in platform, but also reduce the cost and the moderation. And most importantly, it provides a solution that can scale globally. So the core challenge here is that we face center on large volume of noisy and low quality location review, not only in Google, but also in TikTok local service platforms. At scale, it becomes extremely difficult to detect issues like irrelevant content or false information that can distort the reputation of the store or the merchant. Mainly, moderation is not a reasonable solution. It is slow, expensive, and often inconsistent across different reviewers. That means we cannot rely on it to keep up with the ever-growing number of reviews. Even with existing machine learning and NLP models, there are still gaps. Many current systems may suffer from bias or have limited automation coverage, which make it harder to achieve both accuracy and fairness. So this create a urgent need for more advanced and scalable solution that can effectively filter out the noise while keeping review trustworthy. So the technical goal we have is for this project is focused on building a robust ML and NLP pipeline to automatically assess the quality and the relevancy of the review. This means that not just classifying the text, but truly understanding whether a review is useful and connect to the place it describes. Secondly, we aim to enforce platform policies with high accuracy. This indicates filtering out advertisement, irrelevant information and comments that come from some journal visitor. By automating those checks, we can make the moderation process much more reliable. Finally, our goal is to improve fairness, transparency, and scalability in review moderation. A system that can handle millions of reviews fairly and consistently not only reduce the burden of the manual review, but also build greater trust with both user and the merchant, the business. And for succeeding in this challenging, it's important to be aware that the common pitfalls. One common misunderstanding is that maybe we lack of the provided label, so we spend a ton of time for label the review manually. But the right approach is to use an advanced model like GPT, like Llama or the Gemma Online to generate the label for you, rather than getting stuck with all the training data. Another is relying heavily on existing online models. So you should not give the final answer based on your model. The real goal is to build your own local pipeline for classification and enforcement. So you can use the more advanced label for building your ground truth label, but for the label you are predicting for the from your model, everything should be local. The pipeline should be local, and the scope alignment is also key. What's in scope is ML and NLP classification of review quality, relevancy, and policy enforcement. What is out of scope is building a full user interface or doing semantic analysis without connecting it back to the policy. Finally, watch out for red flag like spending too much time on perfect labeling. You should not manually labeling if the review you find is lack of labeling. And instead, the focus should be proving that the pipeline works even with a smaller data set to demonstrate functionality and scalability. So as the title said, so how do we solve the problem effectively? The key is to carefully follow the problem statement, the proposal, which outline the detailed requirement and example. Those guidelines will help ensure that the solution we design are both clear and aligned with the task at hand. So finally, to recap, the problem we have addressing is that noisy, low quality location review undermine both trust and fairness on our platform, the local service platform. Those reviews can be irrelevant content or some misleading information, and they harm the decision-making process for user and business. Our solution is to build a machine learning and NLP pipeline that classify review quality and relevancy, which also enforce clear policy. This ensures that the review remain useful, aligned with the platform guidelines. If successful, we will achieve a system that is accurate, expandable, and scalable. A moderation pipeline that works consistently across large volume of review and different contexts. Finally, I want to emphasize that this hackathon is your space to explore, experiment, and learn. Build with curiosity, test loudly, and code with a goal of making a real-world impact. So here's the question time.
Thanks so much, Zhihan. Thank you. So I think now we can head straight into Q&A. So we did ask for some of our early birds to submit their questions if they had any. So we do have some questions already. So the first one is, what fields would be available in the TikTok's internal dataset that will be used to evaluate the model? Would user profiles, location data be available for us to specify as inputs?
So we don't limit the input source for your pipeline. We are focusing on whether you can create a pipeline with like some new idea or prove the performance good. So at least your input to the model should be the you have the review itself, and the metadata is depend on you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chihan. How about if the review only contains ratings without textual review? Are we expected to deal with them or only deal with reviews with text?
That's fine. Again, as I mentioned in the presentation, if you do not have the label, just copy and paste the classification standard in our proposal and review yourself to an advanced model like GPT, and you will get the label for ground truth for your
Thanks.
local model for a reference, and the user label for your local pipeline. We are focusing, what we are focusing on is the pipeline you build.
Thank you so much, Jahan, for emphasizing that, right? So really, really appreciate that. I think we have another question as well. For the internal data set that's used for evaluation, are we given the user's Google ID?
I cannot share the detail, but you need to have the review as an input, and we don't limit the metadata. You can use the metadata you have for the model to prove that it's useful and it can make the whole pipeline have a better performance.
Thanks so much, Jahan. So I think we're about to end the session. So just want to thank everyone for taking the time to join us.